The U.S. and Iran wrapping up an intense round of nuclear talks in Switzerland as President Trump's deadline for a deal closes in. Vice President J.D. Vance weighing in now saying, quote, the idea that we're going to be in a Middle Eastern war for years with no end in sight. There is no chance that will happen. We all prefer the diplomatic option, but it really depends on what the Iranians do and what they say. That is certainly the truth. Former Deputy National Security Advisor and Heritage Foundation Vice President of National Security, Victoria Coates, joins me now. Victoria, good morning to you. The New York Times, Victoria, is now reporting that the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem has told its workers that they may leave Israel, and if they want to do so, they need to do it immediately. This is according to emails from Ambassador Mike Huckabee, and this has been made out of an abundance of caution. But the president gave a 10 to 15-day window for Iran to make a nuclear deal, and we are entering that window. So if a strike does occur, when it comes to timeline, when do you think this could happen?
Well, good morning, Carly. Good to be with you. And what we're doing in Embassy Jerusalem, as we are also in Embassy Beirut, we're doing this also with the Fifth Fleet in Bahrain, is, removing any non-essential personnel. So if the president does choose to take a military strike against Iran, they'll have the least number of American targets in the region. So that's just prudence. And, the president has all the time in the world if he wants to take it. He has all the cards in his hand. What has been placed in the Middle East is unprecedented. And so if he does strike, he can do so with overwhelming force and, really set back the Iranian regime. That said, however, as the vice president said in your lead up, we prefer a diplomatic result to this. The offer is on the table for the Iranians if they choose to take it and prevent any military escalation from happening.
Well, we are hearing all the same words to come out of this meeting that we have in the past, that these talks were positive and progress was made. But then Iranian state television, this is going to come as no shock to you, reported that Tehran is determined to continue enriching uranium and rejected proposals to transfer it abroad. So even if a diplomatic agreement is made, a verbal agreement is entered into, how do we ever trust the Iranians, given the fact that they are still claiming that they have civilian ambitions for their nuclear program, even though it's buried a mile underground?
No, I mean, that's obviously the trust but verify aspect of this. And what's been reported of what Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff proposed in the most recent round of talks is just common sense. It is that they should dismantle their nuclear sites, they should give up their enriched uranium, and that they should, stop pursuing any nuclear weapon. Now, we can verify that through very intrusive inspection. So you could have a regime of that. Now, I agree we haven't gotten very far with this in the past, but that is on the table. And so if the Iranians are really feeling pressure here, if they think they can't survive, and it's important to note that the protests that we had in January have started breaking out again because they still can't fix their endemic economic problems. So if they think they can't survive, maybe they will take that good, as the president says, meaningful deal that's on the table. If they don't, though, they know what they're facing.
They are certainly facing pressure externally and, like you said, internally, now that those protests have started back up after that 40-day mourning period. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us. This is a story that we'll certainly have you back on as we follow it and continue to watch it very closely. Victoria Coates, we appreciate your time.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.